Hi, this is Tara for HealingCrystals.com, and this is the Astrology Report for November 16th through November 22nd. I hope you're having a fabulous week so far. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. Best I can tell you is the full moons just really got me like, woo, just out there this week. So I'm a little behind with everything. So let's talk about today, okay? Probably for most of the day you were doing everything you could to try and find some peace, all right? Had a couple of interesting transits going on. First of all, you had Mercury and Uranus, and they joined up and they genuinely wanted to help you, bring ideas and insights, but things were coming at you so fast. The energy is so erratic that it's really hard for you to receive the information, to retain any of these flashes that you might be getting, okay? It's even more of a challenge to express yourself to others during this time. So if you find yourself kind of like, as I'm doing right now, a lot of it's the energy. You may have felt some of it has moved on already. Maybe it hasn't. But now at least you know what's going on. And with all energy, you know it's going to change. So then you had Venus and Mars. And they want to reinforce the value of your physical comforts, and they want to help you see the beauty in everything that's all around you, your relationships, your work, your environment. And then finally, we had Chiron and Mars, and they were kind of going to upset things because you're going to find yourself, a lot of fears are coming out, especially any fears you might have about losing something, and that's going to kind of overcome your sense of stability, okay? Here's the best thing I can tell you, for the remainder of the day. Try not to create any issues that don't exist. This kind of energy can make us like, we feel on edge. We feel as if, something's not quite right. And so we go to look for the source. And in doing so, sometimes we create a source. We create a problem that doesn't exist. Don't do any of that. Keep it calm. Take care of yourself. Just, try to stay as stable as possible, work through the energy, and before you know it, it will move on, okay? The best part of this energy, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you could get some really great, insights and ideas. Fears that come out, they come out so that you can deal with them, and this is a good opportunity to do that. If you feel like you want to, if you feel comfortable, then do so. If not, just wait, it'll move on, okay? Thursday. So on Thursday, you're going to feel a little bewildered. You might feel a little melancholy. Neptune and the moon are in an opposition. So here we have two very ungrounded entities, if you will, all right? And they're opposite each other. So they're kind of both battling for your attention, and you're caught in the middle of it. And it's going to be really hard to stand your ground, basically. It's going to be hard to retain any kind of rational stability. It's just, everything just feels very unrealistic. It's a very emotional atmosphere, okay? You're going to be very sensitive. Feel your emotions. That's okay. Let them out. If you need to walk away for a little while and go be by yourself, do that. Don't fight the energy, because that just makes it worse. The best advice I can tell you, I personally, I'm a very emotional person, so when this kind of energy comes along, it just kind of makes it a little bit more, of a challenge, let's say. That's okay. Sometimes you just got to be a little emotional. You have to just try to control. Remember the energy that's going on that you have to work with. Try not to take, if you're feeling badly, try not to take it out on other people, because that's not going to help anything. Go and do something that you like. When you've got Neptune has, it's a little unrealistic. That's okay. Indulge a little bit. Give yourself a little time out. Go and meditate or fantasize or whatever it is that, or just chill out, read a book, get engaged in some of the great things that are around you that maybe you don't give yourself permission to do. This is a really good day to do that, to just give yourself a break and give yourself a time out. It's a busy time of year. It's about to get amped up all the way. But as we're kind of rushing towards the end of 2016, so give yourself a time out now. That's really what the purpose of the energy is meant to do. So if you can, do that for yourself. And if you can't, you know, just like I said, same as I'm advising for today, just go easy on yourself and others, all right? Friday. So Mercury is in Sagittarius, and that's going to make even the shyest of people more extroverted and more chatty, okay? It also removes inhibitions. It makes it easier to communicate right from the heart. It's a really positive thing, but you want to be cautious because you've got a couple of transits on Friday. First of all, the Moon and Mercury, they're going to be in a square, okay? This could breed misunderstandings, all right? You've got a Virgo Moon, and Sagittarius and Virgo are actually opposites on the wheel, so they don't always, I'm sorry, they're not opposites on the wheel. See, what's I told you? I'm just like, whoo, like out there today. Sagittarius and Virgo, they have very different energies. They're both very analytical, but they approach it from a different wavelength, if you will. And they don't always understand each other, so that's going to increase the tension. And it'd be very easy for misunderstandings to happen, to look at things with, like, you know, an overcritical, again, looking for problems that really aren't there, looking for insults, looking for people that you know, we're feeling very vulnerable right now because there's a lot of emotional energy. It's almost like the Scorpio sun is saying, hey, you know what, I'm on my way out. I'm going to hit you with all the water energy that I can while I'm still there. And that could be how it feels for the rest of this week. So just, you know, just be cautious when you're communicating with others. Try to, before you feel yourself reacting negatively to something or feel as if somebody's trying to hurt you, just take a little time out and think about it, because they probably aren't. What else do we have? We have, oh, and then Mercury, after it gets done with the square with the Moon, now it's going to move into a square with Neptune. So now you're just kind of like feeling confused. You're kind of, it's hard to focus because you're kind of caught in that, like, dreamy, you know, Mercury actually Mercury and Sagittarius are both very direct energies. They're not ones to, you know, they don't want to get caught up in, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very direct. Okay, they just want to get down to business, get things done, and move on. Neptune is not like that. Neptune wants to take its time. Neptune wants to, you know, dream a little and play a little. So again, you could feel some tension there between these energies, and you don't want to let it affect you, so that, you know, you're feeling just, you know, as if you can't accomplish anything. You know what? It'll be okay. Just remember that if you have to do anything that really requires you to be very factual, very on point, you know, like trying to do a video when you're all like, it could be a little more challenging than usual, so you might have to put a little extra effort into your focus and that kind of thing on Friday, okay? So Saturday, let's move this so I can see what's going on. All right, Saturday. All right, so Saturday. All right, now Venus is kind of chasing Mercury, okay? And it's going to move into a couple of transits with the Moon and Neptune, but these are going to be much better transits, okay? So first, Venus and the Moon are in a trine. This is fabulous energy. Saturday is just a lovely day. The energy is warm, it's loving. You're just going to feel really good. You're going to want to engage with other people. You're going to want to, you know, it's just like a really nice day, and you're going to feel really good and positive, and like you're in a very happy place, and you are in a very happy place. So you should enjoy this energy. Typically, this kind of transit could lead towards extravagant activities and behaviors, but Venus is in Capricorn. Now, Venus has a very practical side, and Capricorn is going to bring that out. So it's going to be a little bit more practical than usual, and that's going to help you to, you know, think twice before you go and, you know, you buy the, I don't know, most expensive fluffy blanket, because it's that kind of a day. It's like being wrapped in a big fluffy blanket, and you're just feeling all good and happy and everything. Be happy with the blanket you've got. You don't necessarily have to go and get a new one. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. What else do we have on Saturday? Oh, the other good thing about this energy is that it's very caring, so that everybody's kind of concerned with each other's well-being. And again, it's like that big. It's not only, you're not only going to feel as if you're in a big fluffy blanket, you are the big fluffy blanket for somebody else. Okay, it's that kind of a day. And then Venus is going to move into a sextile with Neptune, and now your imagination is just going to spring to life, and it's just filled with wonderful things. It's like you've already got all this good energy, and now you're imagining more good energy in more ways that you can go out there, and you can just create the life that you want and you deserve. That's how you're going to feel on Saturday, so enjoy that day. Sunday. So on Sunday you've got Mars and the Moon, and they're going to be focusing again on your emotions. Remember, Scorpio is on its way out, so it's trying to get its last last hurrah, if you will, as far as the emotional water energy goes. It's going to feel almost as if your emotions are just running the show all day on Sunday. Okay. Mars is very aggressive. The Moon brings your is all about your inner being. So you get these two together, and all of a sudden your inner being is coming out and trying to overpower your outer self, if you will. And that can feel really uncomfortable. And it's the natural reaction that we have is to kind of use our will and our rational thought process to kind of keep everything in check. But it's not going to work, and it's going to leave you exhausted and feeling even worse. It's actually much easier, as it always is, if you just work with the energy. Remember, it's all positive. It's all meant to take you where you need to go. So work with it. You know what? Follow your heart. Follow your feelings. This transit is meant to show you that you can really lead a healthy, happy life, and you can transform your life by following your heart. That's what it's meant to let you know. Okay. Sometimes your emotional self, it just needs to come out. This is the last day that we have the Sun in Scorpio for 2016. This is the time to let it all out and, just see where it takes you. So Monday, you've got the Sun, who just moved into Sagittarius, and Jupiter, and they're going to be in a semi-square. All right. It's going to make you feel like you're not happy with where you are, and you're not too excited about the future. Okay, things may not. It may feel as if things are not headed in the direction that you want them to. It really is. I hate to use this word, but it really is kind of negative energy to kind of kick off the Sagittarius Sun, which is not always. Sagittarius is usually the most optimistic of the signs, so it could feel especially challenging when naturally you're kind of feeling as if, I should be like all excited about what's ahead, and instead you're like, don't think that you need to do more. You need to put more work in. You need to get more resources. You need to get more support. You need to go buy more stuff. That's not going to help anything. Okay. All you're going to end up doing is wasting your energy and maybe your money, and it's just going to make you feel more anxious. Okay. Really, the best use of this energy, Sagittarius is very inquisitive. Sagittarius is very studious. It likes to get to the bottom of things. Use the energy to figure out what is it that's really bothering you. A lot of times when we have anxieties, when we have misgivings about something, it's a warning signal for us to say, hey, something's not quite right. Let's figure it out now before we get too far down the road. Okay? So use it, kind of approach it from that kind of a positive mindset, not to stop you, not to say you're not, headed in a good direction, but maybe there's a little obstacle that's about to come up, and here's a chance to get prepared for it before you meet it, so that when you do meet it, boom, you're right past it and on the road. So that's going to be Monday, and I have to move this again because I just couldn't fit it all. All right, here we go. So now on Tuesday, November 22nd, now Mercury is going to be in a meeting with Jupiter. Now all of a sudden, on Monday you kind of felt a little, now you feel ready to go out there and take on the world, okay? You've just got this burst of energy, and you're going to be more strategic. You're going to be open to new insights. You're going to want to actively seeking out new knowledge. all of a sudden, on Monday, you might feel as if you don't have a direction, or the direction you have is the wrong one. That's really a better way to phrase how Monday might feel, as if you're headed in the wrong direction. On Tuesday, you know exactly where you're going, you know how you're going to get there, and you're ready to start doing the things that you have to do it. It's a big switch up in energies, but like I said, Monday is a good time to think about what obstacles might be on the way, so that when Tuesday comes and you've got all this energy and you're ready to go and proceed, you know what's coming up ahead, and you're better prepared to deal with it. So here's the crystals that I'm going to be carrying with me this week. First of all, smoky quartz. Grounding, grounding, grounding. It's going to be really helpful. There's a lot of emotional energy this week. Okay? It builds and it builds and it builds, and it could start, you will probably start to feel very anxious and a little out of control. Smoky quartz will help you feel more in control. Okay, and then it will just make you feel overall better. Lepidolite, because lepidolite is going to show you how to use your emotions wisely. A lot of times we don't want to show our emotions. It feels like it's a vulnerability. It feels like it's going to allow others to take advantage of us. But really, lepidolite will show you how your emotions are an amazing strength that you may not be using to your advantage, and it can show you how to use it to your advantage and attract the best situations and the best people for you. All right, and then finally, Dalmatian jasper, one of my favorite crystals, because it kind of balances things out, and I think that's really what we need this week. There's a lot of highs and lows and a lot of erratic energy, and you start out with water and you end up with fire, and that's a big switch. Dalmatian jasper will help you bring it together, and it's also good, as I mentioned, using the Sagittarius energy when you are feeling a little not right. It will help you figure out what's really going on and how to fix it, and help you to do it with like a positive mindset. Okay? Don't forget to check out the weekly and daily horoscopes on healingcrystals.com and on our Facebook page, Crystal Talk. Have a very happy, magical, and a powerful week.